and will be available later on our training portal. Questions should please be placed in the chat during the session, and follow-up contact details will also be made available at the end of this session. Okay, so if you are a first-time user and have never accessed the Loom system before, what would happen is you will be loaded onto the system and you will receive an invitation email similar to the one displayed on the screen here. As you can see at the bottom, there are two buttons, a sign up and a login button. For first-time users, please click on the sign up button. This will then take you to a page where you will create your login details and also claim your account. Only once you've signed up will you be able to log into the Loom system. So please ensure to sign up first before you attempt to log in to the Loom system. Once you have logged into the system, you will be met with this page over here. This is called the Loom dashboard. But from the Loom dashboard, there are a few things that you will have access to. First thing that they will be mentioned here is if you look on the side panel, the second option from the left-hand side of the screen indicates subscription and billing. It is quite important for you to please be aware that when you subscribe to the Loom system, you will have access to core reports and market area insight. So this is part of your subscription with Loom. This is a monthly subscription fee and will cover any users within the agency that is part of this specific subscription. The subscription will also indicate to you the number of core reports or standard reports that you can request from the Loom system. Only if you add on additional information on these core reports, only then will you be charged from your wallet. The Loom wallet indicates Loom buck. That is what LB stands for. 1 Loom buck equals 1 rand. Should something cost you 2.50 rand on the Loom system, it will cost you 2.30 Loom buck. As we go through the report today, I will also be pointing out to you where subscription is used and where move used. So with that, I will go back to my side panel, left-hand side of the screen, and I will click on the third option. It is marked search. As soon as I click on search, I will be taken to the Loom map page or home page where I can search for property address. Now the Loom's got a few search methods available to you to explore. We will quickly have a look at those. So the first and probably most commonly used search method would be to just access the search bar here at the top of the page. What you will do here is just simply enter any address-related information. Street number, street name, complex name, farm name, any address-related information. This is a standard search. You enter the information, and as you can see, results will then be generated, and you can select the option you are interested in from the list. Second search method that will be available to you is to interact directly with your map over here. So the Loom map can actually be trained to show a satellite view as well. As you can see in the bottom left-hand corner of my page, I do have layer options. All I'll need to do is just simply click on the layer option for the satellite view, and I can then access that view as well. But what we can do from here is basically just identify a property on the map, and I can then click on the said property, and I can request a report. Another added thing for having the satellite view available to you is that you can actually use Google Maps to find addresses on the Loom system. So from here, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to Google Maps. So this will be a new tab that I'm opening up. This is Google Maps. Promising you straightforward, no more Google Maps. From here, we can then identify a property. So let's say you found a property on Google Maps and you would now like to identify this exact same property on Loom. All you need to do is just hover over the property you are interested in, right click with your mouse button, identify the coordinates that you can see here at the top, and left click to copy them. I will then return back to the Loom page. And as you'll see right here at the top in our search box, I will then enter those coordinates. As you can see, the map will then take me to this property. I now know from my Google search that it is this property I'm interested in. Click on it, and as you can see, I can then request a report from here as well. We also do have an advanced search method available. So I will just quickly change it back to our normal map view. So you will see at the top of our page, we've got a button that says advanced search. As soon as I click on advanced search, I can now here also search for properties using other search methods. So this might be ID numbers, earth numbers, scheme names. As you can see, there are a few options available from here. All you'll need to do is just click on the option you are interested in and provide the information and click on search. You will then also be able to request a report from here. The last search method that I would like to point out to you today would be our company and trust searches. These are dedicated company and trust searches. So what I will need to do is I will go to the far left-hand side of my screen. You will note all the way on the left-hand side, there is a menu button. I will click on it and the menu will open. I will then go to Contact Manager, FSC and Trust, and I can choose which search method I would like to go with. I will for today click on Sub C, and then you can see here all companies and trusts that you have searched for before will be saved on the Loom system. Should you search for a company or a trust that you have searched for before, the Loom system will automatically identify this and you will not be charged a second time. Should you search for a company or a trust and no information is available, you will not be charged for that request. So to do a brand new company or trust search, I will go to the button up here that says company search, and then I will provide the company information. This could be either a company number and a company name combination, or you can choose one or the other. It is up to you. Simply enter the information and then click on search. You will then be met with a POPI consent form. We will be discussing POPI in quite a bit of detail later on, but just be aware the Loom system is POPI compliant. Should I want to proceed, I do need to consent to the POPI Act, and you will then see the information will be generated based on the information that I have provided. From here, I can then go and just identify the specific information I would need to. From here, I can then also go back to my list once again, do a new search, or just exit. I would just quickly like to show you, I'm going to repeat the same process. I'm going to go to my side panel, all the way top left-hand side of the page, the menu icon. When I click on it, I will then go to the option, the fourth option in your list. I will then select trust this time around. You will see here, I can now see any trusts that I've searched for before. Exactly the same rules apply. Should I search for a trust that I've searched for before, I will not be charged, and I will also not be charged for any trust information that I did not gain or receive from the Loom system. So to do a brand new trust search, again, I will just click on trust, and here I can then enter information. So just a quick insider tip for you. Should you search for any trusts that are before 2013, you will see that there is a bit of a warning or something that blocks you from searching for this trust. However, you will not be prevented to search for a trust by name only. So if ever your date is not within the limits set out by the Loom system, just simply remove the date and only search via the name. This will then also possibly return results for. Okay, I'm just going to return back to our home page. And then the next thing we will be doing is we will now actually get into generating a report. So you can choose whichever search method works for you to find or identify a specific property that you are interested in. Please note that the training session for today is specifically focused on just one property. We do have the option for multiple properties, street, complexes, etc. reports that will be discussed in our session tomorrow. So here I'm now going to identify the address I'm interested in. And then you'll see here on the side panel, I can then also go and generate this report. So that it's the red little house icon and it says generate property report. The address that you are seeing up here is the legal address of the property according to the title deed. I will now click on generate property report. and I will now be charged or making use of one of my 4 reports. As mentioned at the beginning of our session today, core reports are what is used to access reports on the Loom system, and it is part of your subscription to Loom. All of you will have access to a set amount of core reports each month, depending on your agency subscription. So as you can see then here on the side panel, we've got various options available to you to view information on this specific address that we are looking at. So first option that we can see is the general information page. So from here, we can then see general information about the property. You will see what property type this is, what the earth size is of this property. The address information will be made available. You will also be able to then edit or view bedrooms and bathroom interior information. And then on full title properties only, you will also be able to see an estimated building size. This is an estimation calculated by the Loom team, making use of LiDAR technology to calculate this information. Our next page, so I will go back to my side panel and I will click on deeds information. This page is important because here you will be able to access owner information on this property. So as you can currently see, owner information is not currently being displayed. Only reason for that is purely because the Loom system is POPI compliant. So before you can access information on the system, you do need to first consult the POPI Act. To do that, you will see that there's a button here in the right-hand corner that says Show Details. I will click on Show Details, and the little POPI consent form will then pop up. And should I agree, I can click on Accept. Basically, what you are agreeing to is not to use this information for what it was not intended. So buying and selling of real estate, that is fantastic. Please go ahead. But for other purposes, maybe not. As you can then see, full name, surname, ID number, marital status, owner type, and owner share will be made available to you. Only reason why you cannot see it currently on the screen is because this is our training address and information was removed on purpose, again, for POPI and compliance purposes. But this is going to give you a general indication of what you access as part of a core report. You will not be charged to view names and ID numbers. You will then also note that additional buttons have become available. Here you can then gain information on telephone numbers, email addresses. This could be for companies and trusts as well. So whatever this property is registered within, you can obtain the contact information of that with these buttons. These buttons is also where you will now incur extra cost. Here is now where you will make use of your Loom wallet and Loom bucks. So if a telephone number costs you R2.30, here you will now be charged 2.30 Loom bucks. What I will do is I will click on the button. I will then again be met with a POPI consent. This one will now be relevant to the bit of information that I'm requesting. So for contact details, again, similar rules, just don't use it for what it was not intended. Should I click on accept, I will then be charged my R2.30 and I will obtain or view the contact information. So the way this process works is as soon as you click on the button, a live call is immediately made. So this information is not stored somewhere. It is a live current request that is made. This request is made within the financial bureaus, and this is at a cost of 12 cents. Now, the reason why I'm saying that is should you request this information and it is not returned, so you do not get a result, you might get an unknown or an error, something like that, then you will only be charged 12 cents for this live request that was made to the financial bureaus, but you will not be charged the full amount. And this then applies only to contact numbers. As I've mentioned before, companies and trusts will be for free if no results are returned. So this 13-digit ID number is then identified. It has to be a valid South African ID number that is sourced, and then a telephone number is returned. this telephone number is the most used, most recently registered telephone number within the financial bureaus or institutions. Now, on the Loom system, you are given something that is called implicit or first contact consent. This means that legally you are allowed to reach out to this person and make contact with them. The Loom team will recommend that you do, however, keep your bases covered and just ensure that you do follow the rules and just make sure that everything stays above board. So generally how it would work is you would obtain the contact information, and your first contact that you make would be to request permission to contact this person. Should this person say yes, fantastic, you carry on as normal. However, should this person indicate no and they are not interested, you will then be legally obligated within the POPI rules and regulations to remove this person from the system if they requested you to do so. Now, you will then also see on this page, the deeds information page, there is a button, remove consent, here in the top right corner, that will assist you with that. So you will simply click on remove consent, identify the specific person that has asked you to remove consent, and then the consent and the person's information will be removed from the system for yourself and everyone else within your agency. So again, this is important to be aware of. Consent is removed for your entire agency, not just for your agency. This is also a closed ecosystem, meaning should the Loom agency hypothetically remove a number from the system, it will not affect your agency. Only the agency and its users will be affected by this request. It is possible to place consent back onto the Loom system. Please just inform the Loom team. We will require some form of proof, preferably in writing, from this person, and then we can actually reinstall. Next page that we will be looking at is recent registration. So here the Loom system is making 3 assumptions. Is assuming you are looking for properties within the same property type as what you've for, within the same sub-type or suburb that you've searched for. They will all be recent registrations based on a 3-year period. That is actually appearing on the screen. However, all of this information can be changed and edited. So you will see from your list of 25 here, you can actually go and untick specific properties that you might not be interested in. And you also then have a second option if this one does not work for you. You will see right underneath Quick CMA, there is a button that says Advanced Filter. As soon as I click on the Advanced Filter, I can then indicate to the system that I am interested in X, Y, and Z, and please then generate a report based on this criteria. As you can see, quite a few options available. So we do highly recommend that if the information displayed here on this page is not to your liking, please play around with the filters to see if you can get to what it is you're interested in. Default information is just something that is set up by the system. It can always change it. Any changes that you make on the system will then also affect your average sale price. So this is a live sales price. Any changes you make will update and affect this information. Then you have a last option as well. And this is a very bespoke option or a very custom option where you can literally go onto the map and click on a property you are interested in and include it into your sale. When I now scroll down on my list, you will see that my list is now 26 properties. So this is also an option should you want more than 25 results, or you've tried all of the options and the system is still not giving you exactly what you are interested in. All you need to do is then just add them on manually for yourself. So end of the day, this specific page should then give you the results exactly the way you want. Next page we will be looking at is the floor size calculator. As you can see here, you can calculate a floor size or building size should you want to. These are manual calculations that are available to you if you are interested in using them. So you can make the calculation directly on the map of the property. As you can see here, I can make numerous calculations. I can also have numerous floors. So you can actually indicate based on your selection, the number of floors for each one of these. I'm going to scroll down on the right-hand side, and you will then also see you can also on this page make a manual calculation for yourself. So here you can then also input a price per square meter and a building size based on your calculations or based on your own knowledge. And you can then also get to a sales price for this property that was manually calculated by you. This information can then be saved and it will pull through to the report and your client will be able to see this. Next page we're looking at then is our growth and sales page. So this page is basically just showing you growth and the sales information for the specific sub place where this property is that you've searched. All of the information on this page will reflect full and sectional title information, and it will also reflect full and sectional title information over a variety of years that you will see on each specific growth. And the information is also updated each quarter. So every 3 months, the information here is updated, and you can come here and view the latest information in for the past 3 months relating to sales and growth in this area. Our next page will then be our loom estimation. So the loom estimation is a calculation that is made by the loom team using an actual algorithm. Again, this is an estimation based on data points that will look at external factors for this problem. Next page is then our lifestyle details page. Here we will be able to view and see any services and amenities in the area. This could be very useful information should you have a potential client that is looking out for specific niche items or things within the area. This gives you a little bit more insight into the area and can also be something that gives comfort or ease to your buyer when they view this information. Our last page here would then be our upgrade details page. This is a manual input page. This is a page where you, the individual, will be able to input and provide this information should you have it available to you and should you want it to be reflected on the report. Unfortunately, the Loom team do not currently have any reliable sources for this information, and for that reason, we cannot make it available from ours. Okay, so with that, we have gone through all of our different tabs, and I would now like to download this report. So you will see 2 buttons at the top of the page. Our quick CMA and our full CMA buttons. These 2 buttons are used to download this report. This report is already currently saved. You never have to save a report. It will always by default save on the Loom system. However, should you want to download the report, just simply pick one of these 2 options. As soon as you click on it, you will actually see that it will download the report automatically, and it will be stored in your downloads folder, and you can access it from there. Before we exit this report, I would just also like to direct your attention to our side of our screen. You might have noticed there is a little bar here that has been consistently with us. Regardless of which page I click on, it is always here. Now, when it expands, you just need to click on this white section that says log a ticket. Basically, what is now happening is the Loom system is capturing a scope of the specific page. It is generating information on this specific address. So it's identifying the address, and it's also identifying you as the user. It is now giving you a template that can be sent to the Loom team directly. So this is a way that we are trying to make life a little bit easier for you. Should you access a report or information on the Loom system and there is something that you are not quite satisfied with or not 100% sure about, please feel free to click on that log a ticket request, and you can then send us a request. So as you can see, you can also enter and provide a bit of additional information. That is always recommended. The more information, naturally, the easier it will make us to resolve the issue. So please, if ever you've got an issue or a concern with the system, don't keep it to yourself. Please share it with the Loom team. We find your input and feedback exceptionally valuable, and we do really want you to share that with us. Okay, so with that, I'm just going to now go and click on the exit button with the goal of returning to our home page. Now, from the homepage, as I've mentioned, all reports are always saved for you on the Loom system. So every time you request a report, it automatically saves that information. I will just simply scroll down from the homepage. So that's all I'm currently doing. I'm really just going down. Here you can then see all of the reports I've ever requested on the Loom system. I can also click on View All, and here I will then see not just the top 10, but all reports I've ever requested. So this is also a very helpful way for you to just track if maybe you've forgotten, yes, you have indeed already requested this or not. And then from here, when you click on the pencil icon, you will then also gain access to this report again for free. So in other words, it will not be charged a core report. And should you go to the deeds information, anything that was requested will also already be available. Thus, you will not be charged for the information again. So please keep that in mind. So with that, that is then the end of our training session for today. Please, if you've got any questions that have not yet been answered, possibly through the session or during the session, please can you place them in the chat now? If you want to reach out to the Loom team, please feel free to do so. Contact information is displayed on the screen now. We thank you for your time today. Thank you very much for being here and for attending our session.